Hey you, I'm so glad you're here. Today, I wanted to give you a quick flip through of what I've been using for my spirituality journal. This journal has lunar journal prompts, tarot cards, plants, and the seasons that go along with the moon. So let's get into it. The journal that I'm using is the Desire Journal from Barnes & Noble. I've been buying this journal since I was a teenager, so for about 15 years now, and it's one of my most favorite journals because of the decadent imagery and text that's already contained within this journal. It's really beautiful and inspiring, as you'll see as we flip through. So I start my journal with the lunar journal prompts and the plants and the holidays that go along with each moon phase. Then we move on to a lunar cycle. I started this with the moon and menstrual cycle tracker. That's what gave me the idea for the initial round cycle that you'll see as we flip through. My second one, there was definitely a lot going on as it became a little overwhelming. And then once we get to the first lunar cycle of 2018, I started reading the book Ariadne's Thread. So in the margins, have my notes and my questions from each chapter, which is one per moon. And on the inside, you'll see the moon phases and the prompts that go with each moon phase and what my goal is for the entire lunar cycle. And then we have a new moon tarot as a journaling tool and prompt. This is just to give you ideas on what to focus on for the upcoming lunar cycle. Here we have another new moon journal prompt and a full moon journal prompt. Same idea, just to get your ideas going on what to focus on. And then we come to a place in my journal where I realized I should have put this in the very beginning, but I didn't want to leave it out, so I went ahead and put it in anyway. This is my 2018 spiritual practice and intentions page. It lists my priorities, my habits, my intentions, the skills I want to learn, and the books I want to read. I even have a morning routine and an evening routine. I decided that I wanted to record the tarot cards in my journal. This also helps give me inspiration on what to focus on for the upcoming lunar cycle. For each seasonal holiday, I pick 3 goals, or 3 things to focus on. And then I have a section titled How I'm Going to Do It, where I write down just how I'm going to do each one of those things. And at the very bottom, I have a tracker. And then we have another new moon journal prompt, the 3rd lunar cycle. And after the 3rd lunar cycle, I realized there was yet another thing that was missing. This was a review of the lunar cycle, just to see where I'm at, see what worked and what didn't. So I have 3 sections here. I have what my intention was next to the lunar cycle. Then I have what worked, what didn't, and what to improve. And then I have my biggest wins section. And at the bottom, I have a little reminder to review my spiritual goals. For the 4th cycle, you can see not everyone's perfect. I definitely failed when it came to the last half of the 4th lunar cycle. But that's okay. These journals are for recording our journeys no matter how bad or good things are going. Now we're up to spring and May Day. Again, I've got my 3 goals, the 3 ways that I'm going to achieve these goals, and then I've got my tracker. And I have the 4th lunar cycle review all set up and ready for me to do. And here you can see on the opposite page that I've already started working on the 5th lunar cycle. I have the 3 of Wands from the Wild Unknown deck and the Otter from the Celtic Totem Animal deck. This time I decided to do something a little different with my journal prompt. First of all, I decided to name it Practical Tarot, which I think makes a lot more sense to me because tarot has always been something that has just given me ideas and given me a different way to think about things and a different perspective. So that's how I took this journaling prompt. On the opposite side, you can see the big quotes that I pulled from my practical journaling prompt. Remember, a world of possibility always balances on your wings. And lastly, here we've got my most recent spread. This is the 5th moon, and this time I'm going to be focusing on balance, generosity, and time. And the crone is the chapter that I'm going to be focusing on in Ariadne's Thread. So you can see in the margins I left it open for my notes, and then I have my lunar tracker all ready to go. Each big section is for each moon phase and each journal prompt that goes with it. The little spokes on the inside of the wheel are for each day. I record what my mood is in the morning and in the evening. And that's all. I hope you enjoyed this video on my spiritual journaling techniques. If you want a more in-depth view on how I actually set these up or maybe a plan with me, leave a comment down below. I'll leave a link in the description on where you can buy this journal. Alright, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.